Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Okay.
You have too much.
Hi, everyone.
Did you watch awards yesterday? I did. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay. Okay. To be fair, Max always wins that category though. He won it last year, right? I wasn't really surprised. Um, what I want to see is the Grammys. That's what I want to see, bro. Board unlock, the music one. But I was about to say that. Dude, ethics is the hardest. Ethics is my most difficult final right now. The problem is stupid participation, cause so many people just be yapping in that class. So I don't really participate that much. I wonder if Max actually had a 4.2. I'd be surprised. I'd honestly be surprised if he had, because a 4.2. I'm assuming he means a 4.2 out of a 4.0, meaning he has zero point 0.2 over. But I assume he means out of 5. I don't even think it would be possible for him to get above a 4.0, because that means you'd have to take like probably like every AP offered at your school. Moral luck undermines. Oh, I know it's this. Administrative / managerial. Bro, I don't think this is gonna be on the exam. No way he had higher than 3. I believe he had a 4.2. It's just out of 5. A 4.2 out of 5 is like a 3.2. He said he took AP US history, so yeah, no. I think he definitely had over a 3.0. I feel like with his at least from what I've seen from his dad, I feel like his dad I don't think would be strict to where, hey, you need to get like an A, but I feel like he'll say anything like don't get anything below a C and you'll be okay. I feel like that's what his parents be saying. Probably told him, and that's probably what he did. Initiative from agent, because below a 3.0 is like, that's like multiple C's, D's. I know some people who have that. Initiative from agent. Dude, I hate these stupid ads, bro. Why are there ads? Here, let me actually see if I can. Because one browser doesn't have ads. Unless he cheated. We'll go on 5 minutes. Bro, honestly, I feel like a lot of his stories are exaggerated. I feel like. What do I gotta sign in? Alright, wait here. Hold on. I mean, a 4.2, I feel like chat doesn't realize that it can be out of 5. A 4.2 out of 5 is very doable. A 4.2 out of 5 is like mostly, it's like A's, B's, and some C's. It's like C's, A's, and B's. Some A's, but mostly B's and C's. 3.5 is mostly A's and B's. 3.0 is like B's and C's, maybe like 1A. So I feel like a 3.2 he could have done, or a 4.2 out of 5 he definitely could have done. It's weird how like not every high school is like weighted the same. It's kind of dumb, to be honest. Doesn't really make any sense why one is out of 5 and one is out of 4. Most people, it's usually 4, which is why the 4.2, like, he says it as a flex, but it's probably out of like 5. I could probably, like, hold on. Okay, I'm not trying to get distracted. Which high school did Black Boy Max go to? Like, West Orange High School. All right. West Orange High School GPA weight. Now, it may have changed. Let me see, bro. It may have changed since he went there. Dang, they put all the college acceptances for a class, and like, that's cool. Dang, nobody. Wait, Yale, Wesleyan, UPitt, College Park. All right, that's cool. Look, college preparatory standard courses. See, you can get above a 4.0. You can literally get above here, because they count A's and A pluses differently, and like A minus, A plus. So see, that's weird. I don't like that. My school, if you got an A, you just got an A, which I guess is technically easier, because you're gonna have a higher GPA. You just need to get like borderline a 90. But yeah, no, for West Orange, you gotta like but yeah, I doubt they changed it since he graduated. I mean, class of 20. Wait, what? Class of 2021? Oh, that's class of 2022. That's perfect. That's literally only a year after. Hold on. So that was yeah, wait, no. This is literally 2021, 2022. So yeah, see? Yeah, he probably just got like, wait a minute. That's still like 4.2? That's still like almost a 4. Okay, realistically, Max probably took like a couple, like maybe 3 AP classes, and the rest are standard. If he had any AP like math, or I think he said he had AP English 11. Honestly, I feel like that's doable. I would have had a 4.0. Actually, no, I don't think I would have had a. I would have probably had like a 3.9 if it weren't for my Spanish teacher not grading my final. I feel like Max definitely could do it. Cause a 4.2, that's like getting maybe like mostly A's, a couple B's. Yeah. But that's still good either way. He could have, honestly, gone to a good college. Select the matching definition. Oh my god. My gosh. Bro, this is what I get for not listening in class, bro. I gotta like, oh my gosh, I don't. This is so boring, bro. No problem. Although I'm not gonna lie, bro. If high school grades aren't that important unless you're like trying to go to a really good college. Like you could probably get by with like me, realistically, I could have probably got like a 3.3 or 4 or 5. And although no. Actually, no, I take that back. Cuz my high GPA got me a scholarship, a really good scholarship that other people who don't have as high of a GPA as me, they don't get. Like even my friend, I didn't realize he wasn't even getting as high as a scholarship for me. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah, no, you gotta do your best, even if you're not. I mean, if you're going to community college, usually it doesn't even like, unless you can qualify for a merit scholarship, which is just a scholarship based on like how high your GPA is, then it don't really matter. My friend Ajay, he's like he's still in high school right now. He's a senior. He low key like he knew he was gonna go to community college, so he low key just doesn't like care that much about his grades. Yo, backward. I don't understand why is backwards looking like defined like this. Cause forward looking is taking responsibility for one's actions, care, concern. W leak, bro. There's a lot of people named Ajay, bro. Plus, he does forward looking. Like I don't understand why is forward looking accepting responsibility, commitment, and then backward looking is. I'd assume it'd be the opposite, but the problem with autonomy is when you're in a relationship, you lose some of your power. But yeah. With undergrad, just gotta just go where the money goes, as I say. Luck involves external contingencies which affect autonomy. Moral luck? Nagel? Bro, I need some sound, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, look at these birds, bro. Yo, W birds, bro. I should like hold on. Actually, I can't even see that almost. Oh wait, hold on. Did you listen to his album? I did. I listened to when Silky and Lacey reacted to it. It was pretty good. The first song, I think a lot of people said it wasn't good too. The first song didn't really hit, but everything else was okay. But I wish he'd release some of his old songs though. I don't understand why he like doesn't want to. Bro, look at those birds, bro. W birds, bro. All right. Moral luck undermines integrity. Bruh. Rights don't decide moral issues. So just because you have a right to take pictures in the public doesn't mean that you're not morally in the wrong. But yeah, I listened to his song though. His songs were pretty good. The thumbnail was kind of weird though, or the cover, I should say. Rock Nation got him, bro. Dang, bro, all these birds, bro. The cover was hard. What you want? Bro, Max needs to get some muscle, bro. Like, he's not big or anything, but, like, if he had muscle, though, he'd be locked. Like, Jason, bro. Like, I never thought I'd see the day where Jason... Have you seen Jason when he was at the concert, bro? He had his shirt off. I know, bro was flexing mad hard, bro. He knew the clips were gonna start formulating, bro. Max looked like, I don't even know what to say, bro. He looked like a, I don't even know. He looked like a I don't know, a piece of toast. I don't know if that makes sense, but Jason does not got a sleeper build. He's just been working out like crazy. He's been consistently in the gym for the last couple of months, and it's starting to show. Max has consistently not been in the gym and smoking and getting tattoos that make his arm. Honestly, bruh, I don't even really like watching Max anymore, if I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know, Max, he needs a lock in. Like, I'm not saying I don't like Max, but I don't know, bro. I like the simple stuff. Like, Stable Ronaldo, what he does, like, he rarely even really plans stuff. He just do what he do, bro. I wish Max did that more, honestly. Like, him not being in a house with... And you can even see he started to do stuff with FaZe more, because I think he, like, kind of realizes that with FaZe not being in the house, I mean, obviously, what is it? FBD is there, whatever, but... and that's cool, but... I don't know. He needs to, like, invite more people to his house to, like, not collab, but, like, to be there. That's what Hume says. Hume says knowledge is not possible. Hume says believe in only what you experience, which doesn't make sense, because even though I've never experienced, say, George Washington, I know George Washington real. Max is like Fortnite, too much collabs ruin him. Nah, that's true, bro. The in the booths are cool. Him going on his like music stuff is cool. But I don't know. I mean, hey, when it comes down to it, it's not the viewer that needs to be happy, it's Max. So if he's happy right now, that's chill, bro. And there are people who watch him who like this better than the more random stuff like Ronaldo, which is why some people watch Ronaldo, some people watch Max. But yeah, though. Ideas or a matter of fact. But yeah. I don't know, bro. Max, he's chill, though. It's just... You know one thing, though? It's crazy, bro. We really saw him get addicted to smoking, bro. It's kind of crazy. He been saying he been trying to quit for how long, bro? Like, I remember, I think I was there for the first, like, stream he actually smoked, I think, right? No, he smoked off stream for the first time with a rapper. I forgot his name. And then, like, he did it more and more and more. And then, yeah. Now he's not even...
It's not like he's bad at basketball, but dude, he has flipping smoker lungs now, dude.
Like, there are plenty of people who've, like, smoked for, like, a couple years, and, like, while they may have, like, some, like, health problems, nothing too significant, so I'm not too worried, but he gotta stop it soon, though. Causation, Alright.
Hold on.
Meta-ethical theory. And I gotta finish an essay today. Oh, boy. I do not want to do an essay, bro. These birds are so chill, bro. I low-key want to build a bird feeder, bro. Because there's literally birds that are, like... Now that it's winter, I don't think they're there. But they're, like, literally in the... like, near, like in front of my house. Meta-ethical theory. The problem with autonomy and integrity is when you're in a relationship, because autonomy is like you're self-governed, you have power over yourself, you make decisions yourself with no like outside influence. But the issue is if you're in a relationship, whether it be with a significant other, whether it's your like, say for example, your parent, right? You don't really have autonomy because your parent can say, hey, do your homework now. Or if you're in a relationship and you have to kind of consider doing something, how it'll affect your partner. So, yeah. Like a significant relationship involves a loss of autonomy. And that's just how it be. And that's why some people don't like to get in significant relationships. Oh, there's no birds. Alright, the next one, I bet it's going to be a blue jay. Watch. It's about to be a blue jay. Next one about to be a blue jay. I already know. Moral claims, neither matter of fact, nor relations of ideas. What'd I tell you? Bruh? Oh my gosh, I'm him. Holy, I'm him. Yeah, you talking about something gonna be a cardinal. What did I tell you, bruh? I knew it was about to be a blue jay, bruh. That's a cardinal? That's not a cardinal. What are you talking about? That is not a cardinal. No way. Bro, that's not a cardinal. Bro, what are you talking about? That's a blue jay. It's literally blue. A blue cardinal. That is not a blue cardinal, bruh. That's not a blue cardinal, bruh. Bro, that is not... Okay. Wait. No, bruh. That's not a blue cardinal. It's a blue jay. Wait, am I tripping? No, that looks more like a blue jay. That's not a cardinal, bro. What are you talking about? It's look. You can see the pattern. It's literally a blue jay. Bro, it's literally a blue jay, bro. You tripping, bro. Talking about some blue cardinal. That's literally a blue jay. You can see the pattern. Wait, okay, what? same pattern. Man, I don't. Why, bruh? Bro, you saying this though? Wait, what is this? This is literally a blue chain. Look, bruh. Dude, that's literally okay, bruh. You know what? You smoking what Max smoke? All right, bro. You don't even. All right, bruh. Bro, it's literally, bro. The next one that's about to. Okay, the next one is gonna be a cardinal. See, watch. See, look how I'm right now. I can't see your face cam. Well, you can't. Oh, it was blocking it. Fudge, bro. Just know I'm right, bro. Trust. Next one is a pigeon. It's not gonna be a bro. What? How's there go? Bro, it's not gonna be no pigeon, bro. Do pigeons even? Are they even out? Actually, no. That's a dumb question. I was about to say, are pigeons even outside of cities? That's a dumb question, bro. Dude. The reason why ethics is my most difficult final is because I'm not gonna lie, this year I took really easy classes. Math on my final, I have to get a 55% to get an A. I literally need I could fail the final technically and still get an A, bro. Because I've been doing well on the exams and quizzes and homework and stuff. And then psych I could fail and still get an A too on the final. For both my, I don't know about my, yeah, for both my psych. And then the only issue is ethics, bro. Because there's participation, which requires talking, but low key, bro. A lot of the times I've been reading manga on my phone. I'm not even gonna lie. I was locked in the first month, but after that first month, when I realized I didn't really need to know about, we never had quizzes on the, content in class. We mostly just had to, the only thing we'd had to do, bro, still read books. Bro, a manga isn't a book, bro. It's a picture book. It's a picture book. A manga is essentially watching an anime except without the sound, bro. Honestly. Although I tried reading this one book, but then, there's a twist, and I low-key didn't like it, so I stopped. But, yeah. Metaphysics involves... What does it involve? But, yeah, people be yapping, though. Bro, we have to, there's participation points, and I would just get, I would only raise my hand once a week, bro. So, yeah, that's the issue. Metaphysics, bro, dude, bro, what is, bro, oh, here it comes. Come on, bruh. Cardinal incoming. Content, meaning of moral claims. Look at DMs. Alright, bet. I don't raise my hand because I'm nonchalant. Alright. Pigeon? Bro, it's not going to be a pigeon, bro. Alright, bro. Metaphysics involves... Oh. David Hume, Kant. Okay. Oh yeah, so Hume says knowledge is not moral knowledge is not possible because we are only to believe in what we experience and we can't experience morals, apparently. This is only thing good without qualification, goodwill. Moral luck. Yeah. No. Negative meta ethical. Oh, I don't even remember this. Negative. I don't know. It's like negative meta ethical thesis. That's like, I don't know. Moral claims and judgments are not universally authoritative, nor are they universally true or false. I don't know what that means. Moral claims neither matter of fact nor of relation ideas. Moral. I'm not gonna remember this. I'm not gonna lie. Did a bird, bro? Why is there no birds, bro? Not for how it achieves or gets us, but how it's constituted, how it wills. Is this goodwill? Yeah. Something you want, Maxim. Bro, what? Is a okay. Is a maxim or inclination the same thing? I swear they're the same thing. No, a maxim and inclination. Maxim, subjective principle, rule of action. A person might have a maxim: whenever I need money, I will borrow it and promise to pay it back even though I know I can't. Inclination is a desire or tendency that stems from our feelings. So a desire versus a principle, rule of action. Alright, bro. Will? Determines your will. Fudge. Okay, see now. Hypothetical imperative. Okay. Okay, seeks to provide theory of goodness and reasoning in it. So examines what makes certain actions right or wrong. Normative theory. Something you want? Is that a maxim or an inclination? Well, I think inclination, yeah. Internal principle on which you act determines your will. Maxim. Examines what makes certain actions right or wrong. That's normative theory. The problem is on the exam, but here's the main issue. If it was multiple choice, bro, easy. But it's not. They're gonna give me a question with like essentially describe this or describe this person's theory, and I actually have to know it. Like, gosh darn it, bro. Like, why do I need to know stuff? Where the pigeon at? I don't know, dude. There's a squirrel. But wait, hold on. The squirrel might, bro. I don't know where everyone went, bro. There's a squirrel over here. The squirrel low key might. Wait, hold on. What am I hearing? Dang. There's like nobody bro. We might not even get that many, bro. Like, oh, what? I missed it. Dang it, bro. Clippers, this is your fault, bruh. Bro, I missed it. There's no way when I click this happens, bruh. Bro, are you serious, bruh? Wait. Oh my gosh. Bro, there's someone there. You can see the camera shaking, bruh. Blue Jay told you? You said pigeon, bruh. Yo, chill, bruh. You said pigeon. You did not say a blue jay, bro. Necessitates will through reason, moral. Law, fundamental category, presumption of moral agency is recognizing moral law. What? Oh, categorical. Necessity of action from respect of law. Justice or duty? Duty. Kant says you must recognize that you fall under the law and are restricted to it to have a duty. Yo, this greedy bro already has 2. Bro, okay, so why are there just so many? Although, Clippers, did you see when what's it called? Did you see when was that Wendy? No, I don't think that was Wendy. Who went up to someone went up after the award got announced for someone and said, "Oh, Rakai and somebody else should have won." I'm not gonna lie, that was weird to me. I didn't see it. Okay, I was watching it live until they had like a crazy ad. I was like, I'm going to sleep. I was like they doing too much. India Love, yes, bro. Is that not weird or am I tripping? Rakai is literally, is he not like the way she moving is kind of weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's low key crazy. And then Rakai apparently, like, she talking about how when she went up to Rakai was like I'm not gonna lie, I'd be embarrassed too, bro. Like what? Ooh, wait, what bird is that? She did that because Lacey declined to collab with her. Oh, wait, really? Wait, what bird is that? There was a new bird, bro. Bro, that's actually, I mean, bro, what's the problem with declining a collab, though? People be forgetting he banned? Yeah, I'm so confused. Why is Rakai on Twitch at all still? I thought he got banned. And also, I didn't know you could get banned for... I didn't know it was possible that was a... Like, you know how Clicks and Rakai made the bet and that's why he got banned? I didn't know that was a thing. Is that, like... I mean, if he doesn't want to pay, he doesn't have to pay, but Clicks will probably just not talk to him again and he'll get backlash for it. Because Casey... Alright, bro. Bro, did you see Kai, though? Kai, I'm not going to lie, he's 100% retiring within the next, like, probably... He's probably going to announce, like, retiring after maybe next year. I'm not going to lie. If I got 1 million subs, too, do you know how much that is, bro? Holy moly. Like, I'm not going to lie. 1 million subs is some crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. An action, it has moral worth. It is if it's done from duty. The moral value of an action lies in the maximum accordance with which it is resolved upon. Duty is necessity. I think this is Kant's theory of justice or something. This is Kant, though. Why the bird looking at me, bro? Kai looked like a 40-year-old father with gray, without gray hair. Bro, let me see. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He look, he had a drip, bro. Like, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. This guy genuinely, bro. He actually looks bro. And I low-key, I didn't realize Speed was just 20 years old. I feel like people forget that Speed is like real, like he started streaming when he was really young. Your face cam, bruh. Wait. Like, hold on, Kai Cenat. Bro, why does it always appear on the right? Like, bruh, I'm not gonna lie, bruh.
Your nominees.
I just want to see the thumbnail, bro. That's something crazy, bruh. He actually looked like he had drip on. I'm not gonna lie, he was dripped out, bruh. Bro, that's crazy. Plus, bro, the fact Speed was like he's 20, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like, I low-key forget Speed is young. He not beating the Diddy allegations. Bro. Diddy finna get released, bro. I feel like people kind of forgot about that. Formula of universal law, formula of humanity, formula of autonomy. Act only in accordance with that maxim which you can at the same time as the universal law of nature. Oh, this is the universal law.
But yeah, I'm not, bro. I feel like people forget that Diddy, he literally is probably gonna get released on parole. As long as he doesn't do anything crazy in jail, he'll get released within, like, I mean, it's like how many decades until that happens, but still. All right. Kant, also known as Immanuel Kant, or a name, except his Immanuel spelled with an I, says the categorical imperatives, the universal law of humanity, are the formula of formula of universal law, formula of humanity, formula of autonomy. Formula of universal law says, you must act on a maxim that can apply to everybody. Or no. You must act on. You must. Okay. It essentially says that your maxim. Wait. Which one is this? Is this the one? Okay. Wait, what? Wait. Hold on, bro. Just be ethical to pass ethics. Wait, hold on. Formula of universal law. Formula of humanity is where you are not supposed to... Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Formula of humanity says that if you accept something as morally right, that must apply to everybody, all of humanity. So if you steal and you say stealing is right, then if someone steals from you, then it's okay, because by saying that's right, it has to apply to everything. So the formula of humanity essentially says that everybody needs to be treated equally, which isn't actually good when you think about it. And formula of universal law is you never should treat anyone as a mere means, including yourself. So say you only hang out with a person, or you know what, let me use a Twitch. Okay, Wendy Ortiz only wants to hang out with Lacey or no, not Wendy, India Love, right? India Love only wants to hang out with Lacey because she is only using Lacey as a mere means to gain popularity. She's using him to get more popularity and more views for herself, and is not using him as a means to an end. Means to an end is like, oh, like people use each other anyways. Like, I'm watching this bird video because it's entertaining, or I will listen to a professor because I'm using the professor for knowledge, but I'm not using the professor as just a mere means. Yeah, the fame, yes. Using India Love or trying to get a collab with Lacey is using it as a mere means for fame. Yeah. So, bro, but the actual... Dude, the way I define it and the way it's here, I just define it in simpler terms. So that's why I got confused. And Kant also says you can't treat yourself as a mere means as well. So if you just sleep all day and just do nothing, that's treating yourself as a means, a mere means. Or, I don't know, like Max, if he smokes a lot, he is using himself as a mere means to get high. Oh shoot, a pigeon finally, bro. Bro, I've never seen a pigeon like this, bro. Moral. Bro, oh shoot, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moral knowledge. You know what? Moral knowledge is I have no idea, I'm not gonna lie. Duty. Fudge, respect for law. Dang, bro, they munching, bruh. I need water. I got more Supreme than a hype beast. You know who I expected to be up there who wasn't even nominated? Dabo. Like, honestly, Yugi, Arky, even all of OCS. I feel like OCS, to be fair, I haven't really watched Dabo lately. I feel like they're putting in more time into streaming than Dabo is. I don't know. Like, I feel like Dabo, like, I feel like had the potential. Like, he was seen as, like, kind of like, I don't know how to say, bro. Like, Dabo, I feel like if he really locks in, he could be nominated for something next year. But I feel like he just kind of chilling. Dabo was on an E-Day yesterday while the Streamer Wars was going on. Really? Bro, what? Bro, I don't... Bro, all that E-dating stuff, bro. See, the problem is he needs to move away from girl content, bro. Like, doing it once in a while for the drama is okay, but, like, sometimes you just gotta, like... Most chopped in the streaming community, bro. Dabo? Realistically, Dabo, he don't even need to, like... Bro. Dabo wouldn't be chopped if he just, like, lifted. If he, like, lifted 3 days a week consistently for a couple months, he wouldn't be chopped, bro. He's literally, like, he could... I feel... Arguably... He could become one of the most non-chopped on Twitch if he really locks in. Honestly. Like, he could be... I will say this right now. He can be Marlon level. And I'm not glazing Marlon. He could be Marlon or Duke Dennis level if he actually locks in, bro. Like, he ain't no 5'5" person. This, like, I feel like people be forgetting. Dabo's literally, like, 6-something. If he locks in, bro, it's crazy. And he doesn't even have to do that much. Realistically, lose 20 pounds, like, lock in for 2 months, go on a diet, he'll be good. And lift. He has to lift, though. That's the important thing, though. And has to grow out his hair. Yeah. Act so that you use humanity, both yourself. Although, to be fair, I can't even blame Dabo, because I can't blame anyone who recently, like, got really popular and then it's kind of like, because I feel like Dabo hasn't been streaming as much lately. Although, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I just don't watch Dabo. But, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Wait. Humanity? Okay, wait. Humanity is the one where you only use... Okay. Humanity is where... Okay. Universal law. Yeah. No. I said that. Has to shapeshift like Ken Carson, bro. Bro, have you seen Uzi, bro? Why is Uzi so zesty right now, bro? Have you seen that one video for his song? Yeah, I don't know, bro. Act so that you're... Bro, Max, he better not take that route, bro. If I see him take that route, I might have to stop watching him forever. Act so that your maxims, you could be a legislator, universal law. What? Yo, what is the formula of autonomy? I actually don't know what it is. If Max turns zesty, is there apps for him? No, yo. Bro, literally, during his concert, we heard and I think saw Grace. Did Max just fake break up with her so that people would stop, like, talking about him and her? Like, I'm so confused. I'm genuinely confused. Like, are they just secretly, like, why, if he wanted that, why did he talk about Grace at all? Like, he could have just kept ignoring it. You know what I always wonder? How is Boba, like, I still have no idea who Boba is, and most of the chat doesn't know who Boba is. How is Stable Ronaldo, like, how does he keep his relationship, like, more, like, on the low? To be fair, Max did, like, actually show her on stream, and, you know, there were clips of him and, Grace, like, at the basketball game or whatever, but, you know, not gonna lie, I don't even know. Honestly, I think this is a case of, because that's way too fast for him to just break up. There's no way, bro. And I can't imagine a scenario where that happens. I honestly think... Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, wait. Formula of autonomy, formula of humanity, formula of universal. I spelled that wrong. Holy. Okay, you should only act... Wait. Wait, I'm so confused. I thought... Alright, here we go. Act as if the maximum of your action were to secure through your will a universal law of nature. So that says if you rob a bank, then it's okay for everybody to rob a bank. Okay. Humanity. Act so you treat humanity always as an end, never as a means only. Act as if you were through your maxims a law-making member. What does that mean? Wait. Because Ron don't show her on stream. That's true. Plus, Boba. I don't think... Yeah, no. The problem is... He should have never, like... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people found her out, though. And then he said it, but... He should have never, like, went into it, though. See, that's the issue, bro. I don't think I've ever seen, like, a couple other than Jason. No, you saw... Bro. Dude, did you see... What's her name? Fan. Was she not acting crazy? Was Fan not acting crazy when, she was doing the jokes, bro? I swear, did you see when she was talking about Hassan? Like, your jacket looks familiar. Did you know what she was talking about? Bro, I almost thought it was AI. If Boba and Ronaldo have a kid, it's either a loud class clown who don't stream or a nonchalant streamer. Fan was so unfunny. Bro, that and then she was like, "Oh, you guys do love each other? That's so weird. Like, why would you..." To Sakura? Dude, that was... The whole chat would say tough crowd, but it's not even tough. And then what's his name? Was it Dez? Who was the person who said, "Oh, do you want a joke?" No. Like, honestly, I feel like he was speaking for every single person there, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Dude, no. Because what was Hassan wearing? She talked about how, dude, where is he? Don't tell me there's no pictures. Like Hassan is actually weird, bruh. Where is he, bruh? Bro, if you see his fit, bro, it looks like, hold on. Let me pull it up, bro. Let me pull it up, cause literally Hassan had a crazy jacket on, and you'll know when you see. Streamer Awards Hassan. Dude. What the heck? Why are they still... Are they replaying the Streamer Awards? What the heck? Alright, hold on. Let me see, bro. No, this lady winning, though, the grandma winning, was the most wholesome thing in the world. I'm not gonna lie. That was the best part of every single event. Alright, let me... Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, this was the worst part. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, the mic was just bad. I feel bad for them. Yo, Kai said that in his face, bruh. Wait, hold on. Let me see when, Dude, where is it, bruh? She, like... Was that in the very beginning? Look up outfit. Bro, I didn't see it though. Wait, no, not this. Dude, it doesn't show. What the heck? No. Father, bro. I don't... The cams... Although I can't even blame the cams, because that... When Deshae... When it... Okay, that wasn't even... Okay, that's not even her... The production's fault for that. Well, production for the other stuff was bad, but for the cams, it wasn't as bad because people just weren't sitting where they were supposed to. The Deshae one was funny, bruh. That was actually really funny. That was funny. Dude, where is Oh wait, is this? See, I was looking what they were saying in the chat. Oh, this was bad, bruh. Holy. All right, dude, where is the oh, here we go.
Here.
Everyone for this.
I don't know where. Okay, where is the fan? The other one. The first one was Hassan. Did they take it out? Dude, this was so awkward. It was actually... Yo. Yeah. Yo. It was so bad they took it out. Bro, I should screenshot this, bruh. I'm gonna screenshot this, bruh. Hold on, bruh. Hold on, bruh. Yo, this... When, oh my gosh, this guy, bruh. That's gonna become a meme. I already know, bruh. Oh, this was awkward. Here, okay.
Could you explain your inspiration for your outfit tonight? It looks familiar.
Okay, this, I feel like people aren't talking about this as much. This looks insane.
For some reason to me.
What?
Over there.
Like, do you know what she's talking about when she says his outfit looks familiar?
To me.
What?
Over there.
Why would it be familiar to you? I don't understand. I mean, I got it in China, but yeah.
Maybe because
Does that not look crazy? Do you know? Okay, hold on, bruh. This is the first thing I thought of. I don't think. Bro, okay, maybe it doesn't look exactly like it. I can't even show it, bro. But oh yeah, what he says after
maybe
is
that's why. It just looks familiar. Anyway, Austin shows here tonight as well.
this was so.
If you guys see Austin roaming around though, just report to Hassan because Austin's the only one who knows this place command. All right, let's keep going this way. The homo.
And then she goes on to say, okay, I shouldn't have even exited, but it was bad, bro. I had to mute a couple times. Like, that was genuinely bad. The phase was the homo table. She was like, and the homophobic or misogynistic. Like, I don't know why they keep making fun of people who accuse like Ron of being a woman hater. And then Ron, he was just like, see, if he reacts badly, then it's his fault. But I honestly don't understand what. Like, I can understand maybe QT when she was on stage saying all that, like, you know, okay, funny, but like, I don't know why they had to keep going with it with Fan. I really don't understand that. No, cause if Ron, I would bet $100, or not even 100. I'd bet 5,000. I don't have 5,000, but I'd bet $1,000 if Ron was doing Ron on the road for like, instead of Fan, cinema. Everybody would have been laughing. It would have been cool. He would have probably be running like to every single person. It would have been cool. It would have been cool, bruh. But no. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, Ron would have 100% been better. The clips would have been good. If Ron was the one instead of Fan, like, I don't even know. I guess Ron was doing the red carpet and Fan did the 8-minute thing or whatever, which is probably why she wasn't involved with the red carpet and Ron wasn't involved with this, so they equally have. But I feel like he should have been the one to do it. That would have been good. Jeez, I can't even think about it. That was such a hard watch. That was actually a hard watch, bro. All right. Okay, I'm confused. Are there 2 or are there 3 categorical imperatives? Because I thought there was only 2. Here, let me see. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. That was like a crazy hard watch. What spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, dun 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 dun. But yeah, after Thursday though, I'm probably gonna stream games, honestly. I know I said 2 weeks. I might change my mind, but I'm not gonna lie, for the math exam, I don't think I have to, like, after next Thursday, I have like 1 exam left. I literally have 1 exam, so I do have to study for that a lot, but I don't think it'll be as like, I don't think it'll be as, yeah. At least if I start studying. I have not started studying for my math at all. So, I can finally carry you to a win, bro. Dude, that first night was insane, dude. It was, bro. It's cause that I just didn't know the mechanics, bro. But I can't wait, bro, dude. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun this winter. Although I might have a job this winter though, but I'm not gonna work long hours. I'm not gonna work long hours. Plus, I probably won't work until after January 1st, bro. This after finals this December, oh my gosh. Dude, it's gonna be so fun. Streams every day, fashion shows, Fortnite every day. And I'm thinking of doing like fashion shows every day, of course. Roblox every day. I'm thinking of doing like main content, like either like Blocks Fruits or whatever's popular, and then doing random games every day too, both of them. So those three, that's like what I plan on doing. And I plan on not like doing a like non-stop stream, like literally like not even ending the stream. So there will be sleep streams, games, like as soon as I wake up, boom, games. After I do that, maybe some IRL. There might be IRL. It depends if my roommate, if he leaves or not, because I think he didn't. Let me see if I can search it up. I gotta see when your final exam schedules. Like I don't. If he, I might stream in my room if he leaves before then. Workout, cooking, exactly. Workouts, I don't know. The problem with workouts is I don't know about workouts because they're really. I mean, okay. Actually, if I have the basement, then I'll do it. If not, I might have to just leave stream up and just go to the Y. Because I usually go to the Y, and while I do go in the mornings, it's really boring. And usually all I do, like I usually watch anime, and I don't have like, I guess I do have 2 phones, but I don't know. I'm going to see about that. Okay. Cooking. Yeah, bro. It's going to be a W. And Blocks Fruits, hopefully. There's going to be Control rework. There's going to be Fortnite Christmas update. I really hope the update is good, though. I really do hope the update is good. Here, let me see. Okay, so let me see cons. Cons. Okay, so act only in accordance with the maxim which you can at the same time will as a universal law. So failures of reason, maxim yields contradiction, is self-defeating. Maxim yields a world no one would want to live in. So the universal law essentially says that it cannot be self-defeating and it has to yield a world that people want to live in, not nobody would. Okay. So it has to apply to everyone. So act only in accordance with the maxim which you can apply universally to everybody. And then formula of humanity, it says act that you use humanity. So it says never use people, never, okay. Act so that you use humanity, never as a mere means, including yourself and other people. So, okay, I get that. And then autonomy, what is that? Act so that your maxims could be a legislator of universal laws and a universal, I don't know what that means. Kingdom of ends. What does that mean? Cap, no control, watch. Bro, I mean, you saw that it's literally Like, you can't equip a perm control right now. It's in progress. But the problem is, I don't just want a control rework. I want other stuff too. I don't want, see, the problem is, realistically, they're probably just going to do the control rework with a Christmas update. That's it. But I don't just want that, though. Formula of autonomy. Okay, so autonomy says that everybody would be, so it says the maxim must be something that everyone can follow. Everyone would follow without contradiction. Oh, so it says that okay, so this one is similar to, what is this similar to? It's similar to the universal law, because the universal law is the maxim must apply to everybody, including yourself. So if you steal, then if someone steals from you, then that's fine. Or if other people steal, then it's fine. But autonomy says that this maxim also would have to apply in a theoretical kingdom of ends where everybody would be able to follow said maxim while remaining autonomous, while respecting another's worth and autonomy. So stealing would not respect someone's autonomy because you're stealing from someone, you know, like they own something, you shouldn't be able to steal it. Okay, I kind of get that. They did that with Dragon. That's true, but Control was supposed to be last year though. So if we're going by with what happened to Dragon, it was supposed to be like it came out a year later too. So I still feel like it might. All right, wait 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me guess something. This is what. Bro, Dragon. Dude, Dragon. They've been consistently up. Or, okay, I'm not going to say they've been consistently updating, but they've been updating relatively, like. They've been updating better than they have. Especially before the Dragon rework. So I feel like there's going to be a new fruit. Control. And usually Christmas updates are seen to have, like, at least 2 fruits. So I think there's going to be a rework control, and I think there's going to be celestial fruit. And I think there's going to be angel or divine art, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a new fighting style, new, like, there's going to be a new system again. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be good, bro. I feel like it's going to come out within the next, like, week. I do not remember this, bruh. I don't think that'll appear on the exam. Although, if there were a fruit that wasn't in the leaks already that is coming out, I'd honestly say it'd probably be an elemental fruit, because we haven't gotten I mean, I gotta think, what fruit hasn't come out from One Piece and it's not in, that hasn't come out in Blox Fruits that could be in this update? I can't, honestly, I feel like they already did Kitsune. I feel like if they wanted to truly be crazy, I feel like they could do Bonnie's fruit, which is the, I don't know, is it the H fruit? I think that's kind of crazy though. I feel like, no, there's no way. They should do the arm one. The arm one? Wait, which one's the arm one? Robins? Oh, you're right. They could do Robins. That's kind of, how would you do that though? That one's kind of weird though. Actually, no, it's not. You could probably do something. Nah, yeah, honestly, Robins, I guess, yeah, Robins is definitely doable. I'm trying to think of others. I feel like, honestly, I think a pink dragon, but that's just a reskin though, unless we see Momo actually, like, we need to see what powers Momo has though. Aristotle says happiness is the highest complete good that humans aim for. Examples of people who have morals are known as moral exemplars. Friction, or no, communicative friction is from social media. Yeah, Robins would actually be good. But what's an elemental fruit? Is there any elemental fruits that, like, haven't come out in, like, Blox Fruits? I think all of them have come out. All right, let's see. I think all of them have come out. Like smoke, lightning, fire. What about this guy? What about this guy? The goop guy. He's like made of like sludge or something. I feel like that could be a really easy fruit to do. Rework to Phoenix fruit I feel like would be cool too. I don't want any more rework. I need more new fruits, bro, though, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like gas is already here. Oh, they did release gas. I guess that is true. I feel like this sludge guy, I feel like they're gonna release his fruit next. Honestly, if they're releasing any elemental, I feel like it'd be that. Effective empathy. Moral claims are not universal, nor are they true or false. No, this is autonomy. Alright, let me... Okay, so I think I looked at all the flashcards. I'm pretty sure, because... Yeah, there's no new cards. Almost all of them are mastered. Let me quickly look at the ethics video again. And then after I look at the video... After I look at the video... Where's... I'll check the Discord and then I'll eat breakfast. All right, let's see.
I'm a professor of philosophy at this university. I'm going to take my entire Introduction to Ethics course, which usually takes a whole semester, and condense it down into one video. Utilitarian
All right.
team theory called utilitarianism.
All right. Utilitarianism is oh shoot, no way, I forgot. Utilitarianism is we are morally required to produce the greatest amount of pleasure minus pain. So it says something is morally permissible if it produces the greatest amount of pleasure minus pain. So in an example where, say there's a riot and there's a riot and they're rioting against, I don't know, or let's say they're rioting all against one, or no, okay, wait. Okay, say there's a riot and, okay, wait. What's another example I could use? Like the trolley situation, right? It, like, you know, in the trolley situation, right? Say you have, okay, maybe not one, say this, right? You have 4 people here, or 5 people, looks like here, and you have 1 person here. Utilitarianism says you would push the lever to kill this one person because these 5 people make way more pleasure minus pain than this dude. Yeah, that's essentially what it means. Or example, if there's like a mob and people are about to riot, you know, if they start rioting, then they are gonna there's gonna be like a lot of deaths. So you arrest one innocent person, which stops the riot, because they're like, oh shoot, this guy got arrested. Oh no, I need to, you know, they start leaving after that. Because realistically, most people don't take something seriously until it's actually, like, you know, put into action. You can say whatever you want, but people won't really take your word unless you provide an example. So, is it morally permissible by utilitarianism that an innocent person, be arrested for the sake of the others? It would, because that person's pain isn't as big compared to how do I say, like, that person's pleasure minus pain isn't as big compared to the others. So yeah.
Utilitarianism says, roughly, we are morally required to do whatever produces the greatest total of your actions. What semester-long version of this, though published in 1825, Bentham says, prejudice apart, the game of pushpin is of...
Oh yeah. And this also says that everything is of equal value when it comes to what is morally, which one is more valuable. If I win in rock, paper, scissors and I get more pleasure from that than, say, running a marathon, then me winning in rock, paper, scissors, by Bentham's argument and by utilitarianism's argument, is more valuable,
is a simple child
than, or is more morally valuable than running a marathon, which obviously is, like, not right. Oh yeah, and then one thing to combat this theory is the experience machine. The experience machine, I think, is this Singer? Singer's the one, right? Or is it Nozick?
That pleasure and pain are the things that matter. The 20th century philosopher Robert Nozick attempted...
Nozick, okay. So Robert Nozick, to combat the theory, thought of the experience machine. If there was a machine where you would only experience pleasure, so say, like, you experience pleasure reading a book. You could read a book for however long you want, right? Or you're rich, you're super rich, like, you never have to work, you know? So would you want to be plugged into this machine? It wouldn't feel like... It would feel almost like real life, you know? Would you want to be plugged into this machine for the rest of your life? And people would say no, which promotes the sort of counter argument that, oh, there are things other than pleasure that people value. Right? Yeah, exactly. No. Nobody would want to do that, because... Say, like, even if you, like, experience the pleasure of friendship, it doesn't feel real. That finna kill you. I mean, I guess the argument is that the same thing as death? Like, not, I guess if you're not necessarily in the real world, then, yeah, I guess that would be kind of like dying anyways. But, yeah, it says, like, and... if everything went your way in life 100%, arguably that would be a terrible life, because if you had everything, like anything you ever want, right, and you just got it, boom, that'd be terrible, realistically, because there is happiness in grinding. Like, if I could boot up a stream and get 1 million people every single time, that'd be boring. Like, if no matter what, I was breaking new record, blah, blah, you know, without any, like, hard work, then what's the point? Like, you're not gonna do it, you know? But the main point of this experience machine is it proves there's something else other than pleasure that humans value. Meaning, utilitarianism which focuses on the importance of pleasure, is ultimately wrong. So that's how it proves that.
With the severity.
All right, one of these things is kind of sus. Okay, I gotta skip this. All right, here we go.
In general. This is a famous example involving a sheriff. The story goes like this. There's a mob of people. They're angry about some crime that was committed. They think they know who committed the crime, but they're wrong. The sheriff knows who really committed the crime, but the sheriff also knows if he or she doesn't appease the mob, if he or she doesn't frame an innocent person that the mob thinks is guilty, then the mob is going to go wild and hundreds of innocent people.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this one, but one I really want to look at and is interesting, I think it's Aristotle's.
What got to have dinner with him after.
All right, here we go. Peter Singer's Famine and Affluence and Morality. Essentially what it says is that people who don't donate to, say, like organizations that can help people who are starving, right, don't feel guilty about it. But in reality should. And the main arguments against this that Singer looked at was, okay, well, it's not like the person who's going hungry is right in front of me. So it talked about proximity, right? Obviously, if I donate money, right, it's not like the person's in front of me who's dying of hunger, you know. People say, oh, if it was in front of me, I'd give the money, you know. To other people. Oh, why do I have to be the one that donates money when there's other people who have money as well? And essentially, in the end, Singer is like, you know, you guys are wasting money on stuff you don't need. You should be donating, blah, blah, blah. The main argument Singer proposes is, if you see a child drowning in a shallow pond right in front of you, you're obviously going to go and help said child, correct? And even if you're a little bit far away, right? If you see that a child is drowning, you're still going to run and try to help it, right? And this is related to the proximity problem. And you may be asking, okay, well, a child drowning in front of you isn't the same thing as donating money to something that's miles and miles away. But here's where it gets interesting. Singer's like, oh, so does proximity matter when saving someone's life? And then that's where people get tricked up, because they're like, well, no, I mean, if you can save a person, even if they're miles and miles away, you should do it. So then it's like, Singer's like, oh, okay, so then why don't you donate to those organizations? Because those organizations, it's not like the 1900s. You can, it's very easy. It takes like less than a minute. Those organizations make it so that the proximity is closer so you can help, right? It's the same thing as the drowning child. It's right in front of you. You can help, yet you still choose not to. So Singer questions, is proximity necessarily important when it comes to saving a life? And people are like, oh, shoot, you're right. And then how Singer talks about other people, right? Oh, there's other people who, and this is the one I like. Oh, there's other people who can, you know, donate, right? I'm not rich. You know, there's other people who can donate. Singer says, okay, if there was a child in front of you, right? We've already established that proximity isn't a thing right now, since you can easily donate through a link or in Google, wherever you are at any time, in any place, right? Any currency. Singer says if there's a child who's drowning in a shallow pond and there's other people around you, are you gonna save the child? if you say no because there's other people who could save said child, most excited that I heard he was talking about ethics. This one is actually interesting because he low-key cooked with this. Because if there's other people around who can save the child and you don't save the child yourself, you say, oh, well, there's other people who can save the child. That's wrong, right? You need to save the child either way, even if there's other people, right? Then if there are other people in the world who can donate, that's not a valid excuse. To say that there's other people who can save, right? Save this child from being hungry, well, that's the same argument for donating. There's other people who can donate to save a child from being hungry too, but that's not a valid excuse because of the proximity, right? But then that wraps around to the question of, is proximity really of something needed to help save another life? And that's honestly, bro,
After an academic talk,
that's
the
that
papers-
Singer cooked with that one. I can bet you that when he was talking to someone about it, that person, bro, I wish I was there for that conversation. That's low-key, he cooked. But yeah, so hey, am I donating anyways? Heck no. But Singer mostly talks about, like, instead of like getting coffee from Starbucks, you could easily make it at home, saving money and donating that money. He doesn't say, oh, you should like donate all your money, but But I think that's just, yeah, that's definitely like, cause it low-key makes sense. Like, anyone can make sense of that. That's what I like about it. All right, Kant. Okay. Kant says for something to be morally permissible, it depends on the specific maxim of the action. So if I say I'm gonna meet you at the library to study, but I'm lying, in actuality I'm gonna just stay home and play video games, my intention, right, is to lie to you. And Kant says because your intention is to lie, it's wrong. It's morally not permissible. Yet one of the main issues with Kant saying this is if you say lie to someone for their own good, right? Say there's, I don't know, like, say somebody, okay, no, how do I say it? Like, it focuses on your, while utilitarianism looks at the greatest pleasure minus pain, it looks at the results. Kant, say I'm gonna get on in 5, but I never get on. Yes, if you say you're gonna hop on Fortnite in 5 minutes, but you know you're not gonna hop on, it's not morally permissible because your intention is lying to this person. You're not actually gonna get on, yet you're just telling this person this. So because it's not necessarily the fact that you never get on and the person is sad or, oh, why is my friend not on? It's not because of that it's wrong. It's not the result, but it's because your intention originally was to never get on. Your intention was lying. That's why it was wrong. That's what Kant says. Utilitarianism would say it's wrong because it results in the person being sad because you never got on. The end result. So utilitarianism is result. Kant, also known as Kant's deontology, is about the intention, also known as maxim. Yeah. So, yeah. And then Kant also talks about the categorical imperatives, which is, yeah, see, let me play this out.
Question. Is this maxim something
They won't be
that
sad though, they'll
everyone
just
involved
curse.
in-
Yeah, I guess I mean, they'd still. I mean, if not sad, but just feel kind of like. I mean, if you ask your friend to get on and they never get on, you're gonna feel a little bit like kind of betrayed or like some negative feeling. You're not gonna be like, yes, my friend didn't. That'd be kind of weird, but whatever that negative feeling is, the result, utilitarianism says that's what makes it wrong. I'll show up to his house. Although the thing is, though. Okay, wait, actually, never mind.
In the action could potentially agree to. If the answer is yes, then that action is morally permissible. If the answer is no, question, is this maxim something that everyone involved in the action could potentially agree to? If the answer is yes, then that action is morally permissible. If the answer is no, then that action is morally impermissible, not allowed, bad, evil, no good. O'Neill writes, for example, one person may make a promise to another with every intention of breaking it. If the promise is accepted, then the person to whom it was given must be ignorant of what the promiser's intention, or maxim, really is. And since the person who is deceived doesn't know that real maxim, he or she can't, in principle, consent to his or her part in the proposed scheme of action. Notice that Kant's theory gets a
doesn't
bit
look that bad. Honestly, it's not. Ethics and philosophy, especially the intro versions, are not bad. It's not bad. There isn't. Honestly, the class was really easy. The problem is the class. It's really easy to get distracted and not focus. Like, you could come to class if you don't participate at all. As long as you're like not on your phone constantly, you'll at least get a 7 out of 10 on participation. And if you participate once, you'll at least get a 8 out of 10. And the homeworks, I mean, you're supposed to do the readings. Me personally, I didn't do the readings, unfortunately, because some of them were really long and low-key. The readings, if you did it or didn't do it, you could low-key still get participation points in class whether you did it or not. Like, we talk about the reading, but she kind of goes over it anyways, so yeah. And there is the occasional essay you have to do. So you do actually have to do some readings, but one of my critiques, like, at the end of semester in college, you're supposed to do a critique of the class. I was actually like, it's anonymous. I said you should add quizzes, because the issue is, because there was no quizzes on the actual content, I never, like, internalized anything. Like, I would hear it, but never, like, because I never went, because if there's a quiz, I'm going to study for the quiz. Nah, I'm out, I heard essay, bro. Realistically, it's not that bad. Most of the time, if you just can't do it in a day, because reading responses, there's like 3 reading responses for like the whole like 3 months. No, there's 2, right? And you know when it's due. It's the same assignment. It's nothing specific, right? Those are like 3 to 5 pages. And then there's 2 choice response paper, which is 5 to 7 pages. The most I'm doing is 5 paragraphs, bro. I mean, 5 paragraphs is, that's like 3 to 5 pages. That's like 5 pages. Or no, that's not 5. That's like 3. 1 intro, 1 conclusion, 3 body. I mean, it depends how big the body paragraphs are. Like, most of the stuff you're talking about, it's not even really your own words. It's just like, you're given a reading, you talk about it. That's it. Yeah, it's
very different result on that sheriff example than utilitarianism did.
No, I asked for quizzes because I never really memorize anything unless there's a quiz. Like, I guarantee you, if psychology didn't have like quizzes, I would not even know any terms. I guarantee it. 6 sentences per one.
Of the maxim that the sheriff would be acting on were he or she to frame an innocent person.
I mean, let me show, like, this, it's not even done, because I'm not even done, bro. I gotta add more stuff to this. This is like a 5-page paper. Wait, why did she highlight this? Actually, it says 6 pages, but it's actually 5. I gotta add probably like one more paragraph. It's not bad if you work on it for like a paragraph a day for like a week. I feel like is good.
Maxim would be something like try to avoid some terrible thing by doing some other terrible thing, framing someone who didn't commit a crime. Well, there's someone involved who could never, would never consent, would never agree.
Okay, so Kant also says for something to be morally permissible, it depends on the intention, and the intention must be accepted by everybody in the situation. So if you lie to someone, obviously the person who's being lied to won't accept it. Or say you're only using someone for their money. In an ideal moral world, if someone hears that you're only hanging out with them for their money, they're gonna be like, wait, what? No, I'm not doing that. All right.
Agree, and which actions animals. That's the thing that is fulfillment. Is don't. Why be morally good, and which actions are morally bad? But even if we can answer that,
Aristotle says, I like Aristotle. Aristotle, I'd say, is the person I'd probably relate to the most out of all these theorists. Aristotle says the point of life is to be happy, which is true, right? Happiness is like one of the main things people try to achieve. And Aristotle says that someone who is happy is someone who has morals. And someone has morals because they have virtues. And virtues are like, he describes virtues as like, a virtue is like, say you're brave. But Aristotle says there's a thing as being too brave or a thing as being not brave enough. He talks about the kind of brave, the brave he's talking about is like in the middle. If, how do I say? I want to put this in like streamer terms. Like, Stable Ronaldo, when he got slapped, okay, so when Stable Ronaldo got slapped by Bradley Martin, right? Let's say his situation, right? He said, what the heck, you know, and he kind of like was awkward. In this situation, let's say Ron has the virtue of being brave. There are two, Aristotle says there's two vices. It cannot be excessive and it cannot be not enough. It can't be not enough and it can't be too much. It has to be just right, also known as the golden mean, right? So if Ron, upon Bradley Martin slapping him, was like, oh, and just started like, he's like, hey, you shouldn't have done. He's just started fighting him, right? That can be seen as brave because, you know, Bradley Martin's like, how big is he? And Ron is fighting him, right? That's not that's not him being a virtuous person, because it's braveness in excess. In the actual case, what happened? He kind of just stood there and was like, well, I don't even remember what happened. I think he just walked away. Or no. We should describe this from the point of Lacey. Lacey, upon seeing this, was like, oh, shoot. And then he just looked at him. If Lacey were brave in excess, he would have started punching on Bradley Martin, right? But in this case, he was actually doing too little, in where he didn't really stick up for Ron and kind of just stood there, right? So in this case, Lacey wouldn't be a virtuous person because he wasn't in the he didn't average out. Like, if he were in the golden mean, as Aristotle says, Lacey would have went up to Bradley Martin and said, hey man, that's not cool, you shouldn't slap him. And he probably would have told Ron, hey Ron, you shouldn't have took his hat as well, like, I know he took your hat, but that's not right to do, man, and just left. That would have been the golden mean of Lacey to do, but he didn't. He was actually in moral deficiency I should say.
Question. Even if we can agree on which actions are morally good and which actions are morally bad, there's the question of why do those actions? That is, why be moral?
That was actually crazy. What you doing if that's your friend that happened, bro? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I might start swinging. The gangster I am, bro. I might legitimately start swinging, bro. Like, I'm a true gangster, man.
Here are two very famous philosophers who have answers to this sort of
Aristotle
question.
says moral so you can achieve
Aristotle's
so you
answer,
can be
as we will see in about 20 seconds, is because it will make you happy.
Also, you're not born with virtues. Thus, you are not born of a moral person. You have to learn. And Aristotle says you either learn by seeing it. You learn by seeing a virtuous person. And not just seeing the person, not just seeing what he would call the moral exemplar, but also putting it to action. Aristotle is very specific. He says you must see and learn from moral exemplars, people who are also virtues, and practice said virtues. And then you'll kind of naturally, as you do it, through habituation, you'll just naturally become a more virtuous person. Like, you'll know if, say, someone drops all their books, you're not even going to think about it. You're going to go and help them pick it up. Or say someone is crying, you're going to instinctively be like, oh, are you okay? You know, it's not even going to be something you have to think, oh, is this virtuous? You're just going to do it. That's what Aristotle says.
Nietzsche's answer, which we will see in maybe...
I looked at the history of this guy. This guy's whole life is actually sad, bro. If someone ever asks you, was Nietzsche's life happy, say no. Like, this has to be one of the most
40 or 50 seconds is don't. Why be moral? Don't. Morality is for losers. Aristotle thought that all things that exist have a nature or an essence. Not just people, but rocks and mountains and animals. Everyone has a purpose that they are striving towards. And the degree to which you achieve this purpose or this goal that is built into you in nature is the degree to which you are fulfilled. And Aristotle's word for this is eudaimonia. At the beginning of his famous work of moral philosophy, Nicomachean Ethics, which was named for his son, Nico, Aristotle discusses what eudaimonia, what happiness or flourishing or success for a creature, for a human being, what that is. Is it pleasure? Is that the goal of a human being? No, he just sort of says that this is suitable for beasts. Is it honor? Is that the thing that allows a human being to flourish? No, Aristotle says, because honor depends too much on other people. Whatever it is that is the good for a human being is something that other people can't just decide to take away from you whenever they want to take it away, but that's exactly what they can do with honor. Is it wealth? A lot of people pursue wealth as if that's the thing that is fulfillment for a human being. No, it's not wealth, because wealth is only something that you want because it leads to something else. The only purpose of money is to spend that money, either today or tomorrow.
I feel like Aristotle is probably one of the philosophers that's most right. Everything in your life you do usually leads back to happiness. I don't think there's a thing you do that wouldn't lead to happiness.
Money is only good for other things, and so whatever the good for a human being,
like going to
it's
college,
not, you know,
go to
something
college
that's
for a
just
job to
wanted
make money,
for something else.
be happy.
So wealth is out. Okay, final option, is it the possession of virtue? Having a good character, possessing virtue. Is that what it is for a human being to flourish? Aristotle says, actually, no. No, it's not, because merely
You have to
having
use the
virtues, like
virtues.
being a courageous person or being a good person or whatever, merely having these virtues is compatible with being asleep your whole life. You could be asleep your whole life and have these characteristics, but you never get to act on them. That wouldn't be a good life. That wouldn't be successful. That wouldn't be an example of a human being flourishing. Okay, Aristotle, fine, then just tell us, what is the good for a human being? To figure out the answer, Aristotle thinks he has to figure out what the function or purpose of a human being is. Today, we don't think of people as that will tell him what will also emphasizing. He means
Rationality. Hey, I got it right. Okay. Let me look at this one real quick.
here we are again. I'm Emmanuel Essays, and we're going to talk about the first essay. And in this essay, in the description or whatever, for losers, are any, and conventional morality. By conveying here, Nietzsche's answer to this question, why be moral, is don't. Don't be moral, because morality is for losers. In order to understand what Nietzsche's saying here, you need to understand the distinction between true objective moral facts, if there are any, and conventional morality. By conventional morality, I just mean the accepted moral code of a society. What that society, as a group, believes, what they believe about ethics or morality. And by true or objective morality, I mean the real one true moral law, the facts about what's right and wrong that this believed moral system is trying to capture. If you understand this distinction, then you understand that there's some controversy about whether this thing even exists, but there's no controversy about whether this exists. Conventional morality is definitely real because it just means the moral beliefs of groups of people, and groups of people definitely have moral beliefs. Nietzsche is talking just about this. He's talking about conventional morality, specifically the bourgeois, middle-class, European, Christianized moral code. This is your moral code, and he's going to be criticizing it. He's going to be criticizing the idea that people should be humble, and that they should be kind, and that institutions should be fair and just and democratic. The idea that aggression is bad, and that self-promotion and self-aggrandizement, that these are bad things. This moral perspective, which Nietzsche thinks is dominant at the time that he's writing, and is, if it was dominant then it's dominant now. It's your moral view, and he thinks that it's wrong. He's going to give a genealogy of it, or an origin story. Genealogy is just the word that means the study of lineage. Here's what he's trying to do. He's trying to say where this moral code comes from. He's trying to tell you where you got your moral beliefs from. And he thinks once he's exposed the
Honestly,
origin of your moral
if there were good jobs for philosophy, like if there was genuinely like good jobs that I could make like possibly like upwards of like over 80K a year, I would probably be double majoring instead of psych and information systems philosophy. But I'm doing psych because at least that has better job prospects
or
than
beliefs,
philosophy.
then you won't be so attracted to them. You'll think, oh, those are sort of silly. I can abandon this moral code that my society has given me. Nietzsche provocatively labels this genealogy the slave revolt. Once upon a time, he says, sometime around when the ancient Romans ruled most of the earth, there were powerful people. And these powerful people were strong and aggressive and cruel, and that was thought to be good.
Also,
Whoever was
bruh,
common
tell
or
me this.
ordinary-
Tell me this. How is he writing backwards? Did you realize that? He's writing backwards, bruh.
moral to do. He's going to die from noble with schlich, bad, themselves, good being evil, and this slavery. No. And that,
Bro.
and so then you realize something.
Bro,
Now that we're
look,
done-
you see he's writing backwards, bruh. I don't know how he doing that.
With Nietzsche, we're going to try to answer this question. Are there objective moral
cheating.
facts? We're going to start with someone who gives the answer
must
no.
be hacking,
And that
bro.
person is the greatest philosopher.
Why did why did that look so funny? Bro, I exited the video. Wait, is that Lacey, bruh? Dude, that was Lacey 4 months
Here
ago.
we are
bruh.
again. I'm a professor at this
Dang
university.
it, bro.
Blood is real. You experience those things. But the badness? Something like the following principle. Only believe in the existence
All right,
from
let me
good.
skip a little because I think my breakfast. All right, this one, I like this one. I like this art. This
Facts
one.
come from God. Locke was a philosopher. Where would they come from? One answer is given by
John
John
Locke.
Locke. And his answer is that objective moral facts come from God. Locke was a philosopher
Okay,
living
so essentially what Locke says is, and I don't agree with this, by the way. I believe in God, obviously. W God, God did. You know, or not Jason. Oh my gosh, did I just say Jason? Ray did that at the Streamer Awards. W Ray. So Locke says humans come from God, or humans are the property of God, and we are not supposed to damage someone else's property. Thus, we have to like respect each other and stuff like that. But the problem is, he uses this argument to prove that morals come from God. But the issue with the argument is he states a moral to explain where all morals come from. We shouldn't harm each other's property. It doesn't make sense. You can't use a moral to explain where all morals come from. It's like if I used a lie to explain the truth. It doesn't make sense. If you used a lie to explain the truth, then it's a lie. You know?
England
I
in the
like this one.
1600s, and he presented this argument. 1. God created human beings. 2. If X creates
created
Y,
then
then
Y
Y
is
is X's property. 3. Therefore, these little 3 dots, they mean therefore. They're just a shorthand for therefore. Therefore, human beings are God's property. Okay, that's the first part of the argument. God created human beings. If something creates something else, then the first thing owns the second thing. So, God owns human beings. Humans are God's property. All right, interim conclusion, keep going. 4, we must not harm someone else's property. 5, therefore, we must not harm human beings. This is an argument that goes from the fact that God exists and has certain characteristics, did certain things like creating human beings. It goes from that to the conclusion that we must not harm human beings. So what this argument does is it derives a certain moral claim about what human beings must do. And this, you might think, is a model for the origin of objective moral facts. That's a very natural thought. Now here's the thing. This argument might be perfectly good. Like, it might very well be that premise 1 is true, premise 2 is true, premise 4 is true, 3 really does follow from 1 and 2, 5 really does follow from 4 and 3. It may be a totally valid and legit argument. I'm not arguing with any of that. I'm not objecting to any of that. But notice something. You can't use an argument of this style. You can't do it. You can't use an argument of this style in order to show where all objective moral facts come from in the first place. They can't all come from God, at least not via this route. Here's why. You see it? It's right there. You see it? That. What is that? Look at that. What is that? In premise 4, we're assuming that there's a moral fact. We must not
can't
harm
use a
someone else's
moral
property.
fact
It may be
to explain
that
where
we
all
must
of them
not
come
harm
from.
human beings, and Locke may be right that it's true that this moral obligation, this objective moral obligation
property?
may exist, and it may
Wait, Egypt property. Wait, what's that? Is that
come from God. It may
What's the
come from the
Egypt
fact
property?
that God made us and owns us. Maybe, but this argument relies on the prior existence of some moral facts, some objective moral facts. So it cannot explain where all moral facts come from. I'll say it another way. You can't use God. Socrates walked around a bunch, and Plato to know the details, but if you right now, or do the gods love them because they are virtuous? This is a question about the order of this guy Euthyphro. What is virtue? And
you
Euthyphro's
don't know ball? Bro, what is this, bro? Bro, what? What is that? Is that a meme? What? What are you talking about, bruh?
says virtue.
Oh, I like this one too.
Asks him what is
raw.
virtue.
Okay,
and Euthyphro says virtue is what is loved by the gods. So whatever actions the gods, or we can say God if we think there's just one God, whatever action or actions are loved by the gods, those are the good ones. Those are the moral ones. Those are the ethical ones. But
So
then
is an action virtuous because it was virtuous originally, or because God made them virtuous?
Socrates asks this question: are the acts virtuous because the gods love them? Or do the gods love them because they are virtuous? This is a question about the order of explanatory priority. You don't have to know that technical term. What you have to understand is that the issue is, are they morally good first, and then because they're good, the gods love those actions? Or do the gods love them first, and the fact that the gods love them makes them those virtuous? Okay, well, Euthyphro gives an answer. He says, oh, the gods love them because they are virtuous. So they're virtuous first, and then because they're already virtuous, those are the ones that the gods choose to love.
But that doesn't make sense, because if it was because they're virtuous that the gods chose them, what makes it virtuous still? The fact that they chose them, or because it's virtuous
the gods
already?
are good or whatever, and they love good things. Oh, but then Socrates points out, you haven't answered my question. If the reason that the gods love them is because they're already virtuous, then what made them virtuous in the first place? We haven't answered the original question. This was exactly the problem with using Locke's argument, which might be a perfectly good argument for its own purposes, but using it to explain the origin of objective. They're facts about what you should do. In moral philosophy, we call these sorts of facts normative. That's our technical term for them. You don't have to worry about this technical term. You just have to know that these are not facts about how things are. They're facts about how they ought to be. According to this principle, if it's right and if you follow it, then you should stop believing in moral facts about how things should be. But this fact itself.
All right, I finna eat breakfast. But Clippers, I did see your Discord message, bro. 0.2% is crazy. 0.2%. You watched 326 of their videos this year. That's dedication. Top interest: Fortnite, fashion show, gaming highs, FaZe Clan, soccer, music performances. Helios plays, of course, Max Plug and Plagueboy Max. Lacey Live, Silky. Bro, no way Silky's in your top 5, bruh. Bro, W Helios plays, though, bruh. Bro, I've been seeing people in the Discord post this, bro. That's a W. Let's go, bro. That's epic, bro. Bro, does Max Plug still even post? W, bro. Top 0.2%. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think there's anyone who's higher. I know somebody else posted their thingy. Wait, is this a hack? Is someone trying to hack? Yo, should I delete this? Top 0.4. Yeah, I don't think anyone has gotten that. W, bruh. You know what? I might, maybe I'll stream games. I might stream games. Maybe today. Maybe. But, yeah. Alright. Guess I'm gonna see y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. I might stream again. Although, I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on my essay. If I can finish my essay today and finish the practice exam, maybe I'll stream games today. So I'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna see y'all later.